friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm here today to talk about quercetin, the benefits, where you can find it, plus to continue to clear up some confusion in regards to quinine, grapefruit, and so on. Now, I did a video about quinine, grapefruit, and cinchona bark where I talked about some of that, which I will link to down below. But since shooting that video, I've gone even deeper in depth to really understand why there's this confusion, and I think we've got it nailed down. And also to reiterate the fact that quinine is not found in grapefruit peels. But that doesn't mean that the grapefruit peels aren't full of really great benefits in the grapefruit as a whole, or any citrus for that matter. And one of the things that you will find high in any citrus fruits, including those grapefruit peels, is the flavonoid or the polyphenol quercetin. I do think the confusion comes from several different fronts, and one of them could simply be that quercetin and quinine both start with QU, and people are just mixing up the names unintentionally. So there are some good recipes out there. There's good websites and vlogs that are sharing these different things, and I have no doubt these various recipes can be very beneficial, but quite a few of them, even some certain YouTubers that are supposed to be naturopaths, are still calling it quinine. And so I want to clear that up. It's nothing against these people, their blogs. It doesn't mean that anything else that they've written or said is wrong. It is just very, very important that we get our facts straight, so that when we're sharing this with other people and they either know or find out that there's no quinine in grapefruit, that they don't then disregard everything else we're sharing. That's why I think this is really important to clear this up. So I want to state again, I never once negated the benefits of grapefruit, and I even in that video talked about the benefits of grapefruit. And there are some scientific based articles, yes, on the NIH, that talk about the many benefits of grapefruit peels. And I will link to that article as well as several other science-based articles down below. So first, let's talk about quercetin, where you can find it, and the benefits of, because it's found in very many foods. It's actually a pretty common flavonoid that you can find. So about the benefits of first, let's go over that. Quercetin is a natural antiviral. So right there, that's another reason why I think it gets confused with quinine, because it is a natural antiviral all on its own. It's a great antioxidant, so that means it's very powerful at preventing and fighting cancers of various kinds. It's anti-inflammatory. It also may help with neurological diseases such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. It helps to relieve allergy symptoms and prevents and fights infections in the body. And it also lowers the risk of heart disease and helps to lower blood pressure. So now let's talk about the list, at least some. It's actually a very long list, but I'm going to list off just some of the foods that quercetin is found in. And by the way, I have another video I did at least 3 years ago where I talked about quercetin and the many foods that it can be found in, but that particular video was specifically about turmeric. And the reason I mention the quercetin in there and list off the foods is that a lot of people think that you have to have black pepper with turmeric in order to make it more bioavailable in the body, yet that's not necessarily true. There's many things that you can combine turmeric with to make it bioavailable, and one of those is quercetin. So that means if you are cooking with any of these foods and adding turmeric to that, you're getting both in there, and that's going to help increase the bioavailability of the turmeric. But I'll go ahead and link to that video down below if you would like to see it. At the top of the list though, for quercetin, the thing that's its highest in is capers. The next that I found, that is lovage, which is one of the reasons I decided to try to start growing lovage this year and see how it does for me. And then some other things, I did pull a few things out, are peppers of all kinds. It doesn't matter if it's sweet peppers, hot peppers, all kinds of peppers are high in quercetin, as are again your citrus fruits, berries of many kinds, apples, in particular red apples, and some more would be grapes, cabbage, in fact, pretty much all of your brassicas, kale, Brussels sprouts, and so on. Buckwheat, chia seed, asparagus, moringa, and black or green tea, which is kind of funny when people list them as separate things, because what a lot of people don't realize is that would also mean oolong tea or white tea, because all those teas, all four of those, come from the same plant, and that is the Camellia sinensis. But you can also make those same teas, by the way, out of Camellia japonica, which is more of a decorative plant. It's just the reason it's not, that one's not used as often, because you know, it's more ornamental, is it doesn't put out as many new leaves, which is where a lot of those teas are made from, is the new fresh leaves coming in on the plant, as the sinensis does. So just so you understand that. But if you already have a Camellia japonica, you can make any of those teas from that same plant. It's just how it's made. So anyway, that's just basically a short list, but also the list of some of the ones of the foods that are highest in quercetin. So let's go on and talk more about this confusion over quinine, quercetin, and hydroxychloroquine. I covered some of this in that video, so I'm not going to go in depth on all of that. But when people are making a decoction, that's what this is. A decoction is something that's been cooked down out of citrus peels. This is a combination of lemon, orange, and grapefruit peels. And actually a whole lemon. I put a whole lemon in there. One thing about cooking down is that it releases more of the lycopene found in those particular fruits. But you're going to be killing off some of the vitamin C. So there's benefits to doing it both ways. You can do, like right now I have a citrus peel, well, it's all orange peel vinegar going, which I've decided I'm going to stop it at about the 2 or 3 week mark before it totally turns to vinegar, and try that more as a health drink, because in that form I haven't heated it. It should still have pretty high doses of vitamin C, as well as the quercetin, maybe not as much as the lycopene as you'll find in here, which is also a powerful antioxidant on its own. However, we got to make sure that we're not calling this decoction hydroxychloroquine or quinine, because it's neither. And quinine and hydroxychloroquine are also not the same thing. So let me repeat this part. Hydroxychloroquine is a pharmaceutical that contains a synthesized version of quinine. So it's not really quinine, it's been synthesized in a lab. And anything, in my personal opinion, that has been synthesized is never going to be as good as what you can get in nature. And quinine is only found in certain barks, in particular the cinchona bark. It is highest in the red cinchona bark. There's various different breeds of cinchona out there, but it's the red cinchona that you're going to find the highest amounts of quinine, and some cinchona doesn't have much at all. So that's important if you're trying to get that quinine, or you're trying to make some kind of extract with a high proof alcohol, like I showed in that particular video that I mentioned and will be linking to down below. So please check that video out too. These two videos should go hand in hand. Still, even after then, I had quite a few people coming to me and saying that, well, this person over here said, and this article over here said that quinine is in grapefruit peels, but it's just not true. And while, again, I'm sure those people, whoever are saying that, meant well, if you look into the actual science and even the chemical makeup, which I did, and I will link to that down below, the article I found that breaks down the chemical makeup of grapefruit and grapefruit peel. And in that, yes, there are alkaloids in there, but none of the alkaloids, which is what quinine is, none of the alkaloids listed are quinine. So I'm going to stand by what I said, that quinine is only found in certain types of barks. But I also know some people were listing off various herbs that they claim that quinine is in. Again, I could find absolutely not one shred of evidence that it's found in anything other than those barks that I mentioned. But I will, that one of the other articles I'll be linking to in the description box is also one that I linked in that other video, and that is the one on the NIH about cinchona bark, and the other one about the grapefruit peels. Now, another reason I think we have that confusion with grapefruit peel and quinine is because we know that quinine is a bitter and that grapefruit is also bitter. But the bitterness in the grapefruit is coming from the other alkaloids that are present. But the number one reason, and this is the one I did not mention in that video because I only recently learned of it thanks to Elizabeth Cope, And that is that both quercetin and quinine, even though one is a flavonoid and the other one is an alkaloid, they both are considered zinc ionophores. And what that means is that they carry the zinc, both of them work that same way, they carry the zinc into the cell membrane, which with that evidence I was able to, and I did look this up and found it scientifically, I was able to then ascertain that would be the reason why some kind of decoction or tea, or even just eating grapefruits or any citrus for that matter with the peels along with taking zinc can work the same way as quinine. So as long as you're taking either one of those with zinc, they're going to have the same effect in fighting certain viruses. But just remember that the quercetin alone is a natural antiviral, and so is zinc. But getting them together then boosts the powerfulness they're going to have against fighting viruses. So that means if you're concerned about cinchona bark, having a hard time finding it, or you just don't like the flavor of it, then, and you don't like that bitterness, then go for the quercetin. Eat your fruits and vegetables that are high in quercetin while you're also taking the proper amounts of zinc to help fight whatever virus it is that you're dealing with, or to prevent the virus. So again, that would apply to any of your sweet peppers. Like I love these mini sweet peppers I get from Misfits Market. These are all organic. And I love grapefruit, Meyer lemons, and Satsuma oranges. Some of my favorite things. I get all these from Misfits Market because it's one place that I can get them and have that are actually organic. These are all things here that are hard for me to find organic locally, but through that I can have them delivered right to my door, and that way I can utilize all parts of the fruit. For example, I have this grapefruit, these grapefruit peels here. These ones are not organic. These are from locally store-bought grapefruits, but I was using the peels for other things, you know, even making vinegars and stuff out of them for cleaning only. But I'm probably, since I have no more use for these, because now I can get all the organic citrus I want, I'll probably just be tossing these, and probably I don't have another use for them. But just like with that vinegar I'm making with the orange peels, I may do something similar with, you know, I did make the decoction. I did actually have a whole quart. I've been taking a little bit of this every day. So far I haven't noticed necessarily any change, but I'm sure I'm getting a lot of lycopenes in there, and the quercetin as well, and that's good. Even if I did lose the vitamin C through the decoction process of cooking it down. But I do love eating a lot of fresh citrus, especially this time of year. I find that I tend to crave these things the most, the peppers, the citrus fruits in the wintertime more than any other time of the year. And that tells me something. That tells me I'm needing the nutrients in those. And that's one of the things too, is sometimes we get on these little bandwagons, such as you have to have turmeric and black pepper together for it to be any good, which is not necessarily true. It may help, yes, but there's other ways you can go about it. Same thing goes with getting your quercetin, your zinc, or whatever, or any type of antivirals. There's many different types and ways to go about it. There's not one way that's going to work best for everyone, and not everyone's going to like it, or not everybody has the availability to those different things. That's another reason why it's important to understand the science and what's really involved, because once you break that down, you realize that, oh, I don't have to consume grapefruit peels since I can't stand the bitter flavor of them. I can do this instead and still get what I need, and it tastes better, such as getting your quercetin from oranges and lemons if you like that better, or from your peppers or your apples or your red onions, berries, and grapes, and your different brassicas that are out there. So hopefully that helps to clear that up some more. And please don't forget to open up the description box down below to check out those videos I'll be linking to, as well as the scientific articles, not just some blog that somebody wrote, but the actual scientific articles about these various different things. Yes, they can be dry, hard reading, but at least you'll actually have the evidence right there, rather than just some word of mouth from someone like me. And that's the thing too. Don't just trust what I say, because sometimes I get it wrong too. We all do. We all make that mistake. I don't care how smart, how how well studied anyone is, they're still going to get something wrong. If they heard this person that they trusted over here say it, then they're going to turn around and say it, and these people that trusted them are going to turn around and say it to someone else. It's just what happens. So every now and then we have to take a step back and look again at where the information is coming from so we can get it straight, so that when we turn around to give this information to people that we care about, they will know that we're getting it from solid proof. This has actually been investigated, studied, and proven. So please check out those articles, even if you just skim through them, to at least get a basic understanding of what I'm trying to share with you. And if you have any other information or some remedies or tried and true things that you've used, such as the decoction with the citrus peels, just like I asked before, several people shared about how it's helped with various things. And oh, by the way, I think this is also why, because it helps with allergies, I think this is why this helped clear up some people's issues with allergies, such as postnasal drip. But by the way, I have another video I'm going to be doing soon about the importance of mucus in the body and why we need it, why we all put out an estimate of 4 cups per day. That's for those of you who go off the metric system, that's a little less than a liter. And some of you might put out more, and when we're ill, we probably put out more. It's a natural process and necessary process of the body. So anyway, I'll be doing a video just on that. So anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.